welcome to the 2023-2024 Parent Information Session for College Credit Plus. My name is Dr. Monica Womack. I am the Director of Articulated Pathways for Columbus City Schools, and I am so excited to be here to talk to you guys about this programming. I'm very, very conscious of people's time, and so we get started at 6:30. We're going to talk to you for about an hour. I have a team here that is wonderful. We have a lot of volunteers that came to support us. We have a team of 3 in the Higher Education Partnership Department. It is Ms. Katie Rivera, she is our CCP coordinator, and Ms. Kelly Raspberry, she is our coordinator for our special programming. You'll hear from our entire team because we want you guys to know who we are. We thank our partners for coming out. You'll hear from them as well, from Ohio State, Columbus State, Kenyon, and Otterbein, and so you'll get a chance to hear them speak to you as well. The good thing about this opportunity is it is just that, an opportunity. I think one of the biggest challenges it is for us is that many people see our College Credit Plus program as a competition for or with advanced placement or career tech education, and it really isn't. What I often share with people is we are just an option. And I always give an example, but it's generally a food example, like if you go to McDonald's, who wants all Big Macs? Like you can't even get anything but a Big Mac, right? So we are a part of that variety. When you go to McDonald's, you can choose from the fish sandwich, chicken nuggets. If you want to be healthy, get a salad, right? So it's that same concept, right? And so if this program isn't for you, that's okay. But we do want to make sure you truly understand what it's about. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And really what I like to do is talk to you about what is College Credit Plus. And if you look to the screen, it tells you that this program is through the state of Ohio. Many times people think it's just through your district. No, this is across the state. So the state thought this program was so important and that it made it mandatory that we come out here and talk to you about it, right? And share with you what the opportunity looks like. It's for those students who are interested, and I talk about this as well. You might hear it a lot, college isn't for everybody. Well, it's not, but it should be for anybody that wants to go. So that's why we are here, right? Students can earn high school and college credit at the same time, and students who enroll in college courses, they have to adhere to the college requirements. And so that's what you'll hear about with our actual college representatives. They'll talk to you about those requirements. So when you look at who can participate in College Credit Plus, it's 7th through 12th grade. Those students who are in grades 7 through 12 have this opportunity. And I think at our last presentation, I had a parent ask, well, why? Why did they start at 7th grade? It was the state of Ohio. And again, it is a rigorous option. Now, our recommendation is that you talk through this process if you're interested in getting your middle school enrolled, but they still too have to adhere to the requirements, okay? The criteria is you must be an Ohio resident, you must attend Ohio secondary school, public or private, or receive homeschooling instruction, and you can apply to either public or private colleges. The good thing too, and why we have more than one college, you can apply to multiple colleges. Sometimes it's good to recognize what the culture is at different institutions. What is needed for eligibility in CCP? Well, students must complete an assessment exam. That is where we determine if you're ready. We don't just want you to start taking college courses if you're not ready. And what does that do? That sets you up for failure. And that's not our goal. Our goal is for you to succeed in this program and to support you in every way possible, right? And so you will have to be determined eligible. You can choose from a variety of college level courses, and that's going to depend on those placement scores. And then finally, you can earn both high school and college credit at the same time. What are some of the benefits of College Credit Plus? Well, again, students earning high school and college credit at the same time. These courses are public courses these courses are free through our public universities and colleges, and that means you have no cost for tuition, no cost for books, none of that, right? So when you are in this program, we cover all costs through the state of Ohio. Now, if you plan to go to a private institution such as Otterbein or Kenyon, there may be costs associated with it, but very rarely. What are some of the other benefits of participating in College Credit Plus? It does expand your course options. You may be at a high school that doesn't offer certain rigorous course options. This opens up that opportunity and those options to you. It does provide you with experience with college level coursework, which is different. And there may be a transition. My philosophy is such that if you are experiencing these courses now, you have a lot of support that will prepare you as you transition later, right? And so that support can be a good thing. Sometimes, people are just looking at the academic part of going through this program, but there are some other experiences that come along with it. It does help build aspiration and confidence. It does reduce your costs towards a degree, and then your grades are weighted, and so that impacts your grade point average. If you are participating in College Credit Plus, the courses are weighted the same as it would be in Advanced Placement or IB. So if you get a C in a College Credit Plus course, it's weighted like a B. If you get a B in a CCP course, it's weighted like an A. And so that's what is meant by it is weighted. Well, there are some expenses that are not covered under College Credit Plus, and they are listed. For those individuals who are attending college, there are parking fees if you choose to drive, but we don't cover that cost, right? There are gym memberships. I know my daughter, she graduated from Ohio State. She went to the RPAC. I was like, you're going with her, right? But there is a fee for that. Sometimes we don't cover that either. While you can take advantage of all of those activities on the college campus, transportation is not covered, and meal plans. Shameless plug for Columbus State Community College. They do have a program that they support our students with meals, and I think Nicole Martin is here. Later, she can talk to you about that. There are tables set up outside that will give you an opportunity to have some one-on-one conversations if you'd like to learn more. How do you participate? Well, there are 4 easy steps. 4 easy steps to participation. The first step is you need to have a discussion, right? We tell our students that you want to meet with your school counselor. That's where it starts. Parents often ask us, well, how do we know that, this is a good fit for our students? First step, we say, talk with the counselor, look at the graduation plan, or talk about academic opportunities that might be a good fit for your student, and then select which college or university would fit for you. What does that mean? What is a good fit for who you are? That's not necessarily the size, it's also the makeup of the classroom, all of that. Because if you're in a larger college, of course, the classes are going to be larger. If you're in a smaller college, the classes are going to be smaller. And that varies depending on the individual. Some people thrive in larger environments. Others might do better in smaller. So that's something to consider. And then also you have to remember that being college ready includes the academics, your social, emotional, and time management, as well as your organizational skills, because you're going to be treated like a college student. Some rise to the challenge. They want to have these experiences. Others, it may not be a good thing. But again, you have to work through following a conversation. Assessment. I always tell students, The assessment is for you. When you complete the assessment, it tells us, are you college ready in your reading, math, and your writing ability? That assessment will dictate that. Students are like, well, how do I know which classes I should take or register for? Again, I often say if you see that you have a strength based on your assessment score, that might be the place to start. You must make sure that those scores are sent to the college. You can work with your counselor, or depending on which assessment you complete, you can have them sent to the college of choice. If you are not college ready, there are other factors that could be taken into consideration, such as your grade point average. And again, that is something that you would have to work with the counselor and the college, and they'll talk to you a little bit more about that as well. Step 3 is you have to apply to the institution. You have to complete their admissions process. Their meaning each individual college, and we have 4 here, they all have a different process. And they will talk to you about what that looks like depending on that college. You must contact that college or university to learn about their process. The good thing is we have them here just to answer some of those questions, but it's still good to reach out. But at the end of the day, we don't have that final decision here in Columbus City Schools. The college does. Some colleges have a more flexible admissions process. Some have a more selective admissions process, and they'll talk about that. The last thing that is in all red and highlighted, if your student is admitted to the college will send a mature content form and a questionnaire that must be completed in order for you to be enrolled. What is mature content? Just what it says. You will be in an environment with content that is a little more advanced, and the college wants to make sure, they want to ensure that you as a parent understand that. The content won't change because our students are there. And finally, you want to schedule those classes. You would have to follow the college's instruction for setting up your account. You'll have a college counselor or an academic advisor to assist you. We also encourage you again to utilize your school counselor to help you identify courses. And then you would want to provide your high school counselor a copy of your college courses, because that will allow them to adjust your high school courses based on what you're taking at the college. The next part of the presentation will be covered by Katie Lavera, our CCP coordinator.
All right, good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? You know y'all got tickets on the way in? We're gonna be raffling off a really cool prize at the end. That's exciting, right? All right, so I try to make it light because I have the not fun part of the presentation, I think, because we have to talk about the money. Which the great news is that, should you follow all the steps and enroll in these classes, that, it is covered by the district, books are covered, all the things. But we want to make you aware of the fact that there is a aspect of CCP in which the families can self-pay, which means you would pay for the classes. Now, some of our partners have a reduced tuition rate for students who are in CCP who elect to pay, and some just pay the regular rate as if you were a student. But you may be asking, Katie, why would I want to pay for these classes? I'm here because they're free, right? Well, there's some reasons why our families sometimes pay out of pocket. So you will, and I just want to mention too that there is no financial aid available if you elect to self-pay. Reasons you would choose is because this is dual credit. So if you enroll in CCP and the district pays, not only are the grades going to appear on your college transcript that you're starting, but they're going to appear on your high school transcript as well. If you don't want them to appear on your high school transcript, then you can elect to self-pay. If you are retaking a class, so let's say you say, okay, I want to do this. I'm going to take English in the fall. And you take English in the fall and you get a D. Well, D doesn't count as college credit. And so you're like, okay, that was just a really bad semester. I'm going to try again. Well, you can't try again on our dime, right? So you can try again, but you would have to pay for that class out of pocket. And that new grade would not replace the high school grade on your high school transcript. And then students can enroll in more than 30 hours. So the limit in which the district will pay, and this is a statewide rule, it's not our rule, is 30 hours. So that is, typically you take 3 credit hour classes for one class. So that's 10 for the year. That's pretty good, right? If you're really ambitious, you take maybe 2 in the summer, and then you take 4 in the fall, and then you've got 4 more for the spring. We have some students who enrolled 4 classes in the summer, 4 classes in the fall, and they still want to take 4 classes in the spring. Like, seriously, we have students in our district that are doing that. And so anything over that 30-hour limit, they have to pay for out of pocket. As far as what classes you can take, you're going to get an advisor. So the people that are here representing the universities this evening, those are actual people that will be sitting with you and talking through what specific classes you might want to take in CCP. There are also prerequisites that are associated with some of these classes. And so that's just to know, a prerequisite means you have to get to a certain level in that subject area or take a class below that level before you enroll in that specific course. And I think that the colleges do a really nice job of this because the state says, okay, you have to list out on your website all of these level 1 classes, which basically mean a lot of classes that students in high school would be eligible to take. And then they list out all of their level 2 classes, which basically means that these are most college classes where students who completed level 1 classes can take level 2 classes. So if you go to, say you're interested in Columbus State, you type in Columbus State College Credit Plus, and you'll be able to see a list of all of their level 1 and level 2 classes that they have available. So that's really nice. There are some other subject areas where there may be a certificate program that's available. So if you're interested in IT or something like that, you can still do CCP and take those classes towards a certificate. So that's just good for you to know. And it can be anything from anatomy and physiology, if you're interested in a foreign language, or if you're working towards a specific pathway. There's also some great study skills classes that our partners offer. That's a great intro into a CCP class that kind of just teaches students the difference between how to study in high school and how to study in college, and we definitely recommend that. And then we talked about the technical certificate. So let's talk about what you may not enroll in. So let's say that this is dual enrollment, right? So you want to take English at college, and it's going to count for your high school English as well. So then you're like, okay, this sounds great. Let's just knock out all of my high school requirements at doing CCP. Well, if you have a PE credit you still need to earn, unfortunately you can't take a PE class at the college level. So that is not covered under CCP. Individual lessons like music lessons and things like that, those you would have to self-pay for. Study abroad, sounds amazing to go away for a semester in another country and do CCP. Can't do that, that's not covered. And then there are some courses. I'll give you an example. Ohio State has a great aviation program. You couldn't do CCP to do flight lessons because those are hundreds to thousands of dollars. So there are some exceptions. And then, again, students may take CCP courses in subject areas that will satisfy graduation requirements. Some students, again, are using that dual credit to be able to get high school done while starting college. It certainly doesn't have to be the only reason why you're doing it. You can just be doing it to gain the experience of sitting in a college classroom, and that is totally fine too. And again, just to reemphasize, it will show up, these grades will show up on your high school transcript. As Dr. Womack mentioned, they will count as a higher level, so you'll get the higher GPA for that, which is great. And then again, we talked about the 30-hour limit and not exceeding full-time status. Now, drawbacks. So these grades are going to follow you wherever you go. So say you decide to go into the workforce after high school. You didn't do so well in your CCP classes. You apply for a job and they ask you for whatever college transcript you have. It's a part of your educational record, and now you've got to produce it. So it's just something that we want families to talk about to make sure that you understand that if this isn't a time in your educational career that you're going to be successful, wait a year. Wait some time, get some good high school classes under your belt, and then decide to enroll because they are there forever. And then some courses may not transfer if you are deciding to go on to college. So make sure you're talking to the admissions offices at the colleges that you're interested in applying to if you want to go on to earn an associate's or a bachelor's degree. There are a lot of schools here in Ohio that will take the transfer credit at our partner schools, but you just want to be aware that some may not. And then here's some guidelines about underperforming students, and this is set forth by the state, right? So this is a great opportunity, but if you don't do so well, there are steps in place to either progress you through and get you back on the right track, or say, let's go back to high school classes and save college classes for when you've actually graduated from high school. And so the district will notify the student if you have a cumulative college GPA less than 2.0, so that means we're not looking at your high school grades and factoring that in. It's just what you've done in college. Or if you withdraw for 2 or more classes in the same semester. So if you are notified that you're on probation for the following semester, you are limited to 1 class for that semester while you try to get that GPA up. If you do not increase your GPA after that second semester, then there is a dismissal process. So that's when we say to you, okay, let's go back to the high school and just focus on being successful, at the high school. As with a lot of things, there's an appeal process. So, you may get notification of that, but there may have been extenuating circumstances that it prevented you from being successful, or a reason why you had to withdraw. Definitely check with your college advisor first to see if there's a way that they could withdraw you from those classes. But if not, then you can go through the district, and we have an appeals process in which we review those circumstances and let you know whether or not you can continue. Now, we have to notify you of the financial risks, and those just state that if you fail a class or fail to complete a class, that you could be held financially liable. The district I've never seen the district do that in the past, and I don't know that we have plans to, but just be aware that that is something that the state says could happen. I told you I was the fun part. All right, I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Kelly.
So, how is high school different from college? I'm Kelly Raspberry, and I'm the Special Programs Coordinator for Columbus City Schools, and we're going to get into all of this. How is college different from high school? Well, of course, college work is more rigorous than high school. The pace is much faster. You're condensing all this work into 15 to 16 weeks. The college faculty expects more of your work to be done outside of class than inside. Now, parents, you are serving as the mentors and support for the student. The college views the student as an independent decision maker. The Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, which is FERPA, protects the student education records. And what that means is this: right now, you can call your child's school and say, I want to see their educational records. I want to talk to their teacher. I want to schedule a meeting with the counselors. Well, once your student is 18 and college, can't do that. It's all on the student. The professors will only communicate with the student. Participation in CCP may take time away from other activities. Here are your to-do items tonight. Complete the letter of intent. Please, please. It does not bind you to anything, all right? It's giving you options. You've heard the pros, you've heard the cons. Do the letter of intent, have it done, because it's due by April 1st. Meet with your school counselor so she can help you understand what your academic goals are. What pathway is best for you? Again, here are your to-do items. Apply to the college or university of your choice. Remember, the deadlines are May 1st for the fall semester. Start working with your counselor. I know that says early April, but I'm telling you, testing's coming up. I would start now. Register ASAP and take any necessary exams that you have to take, ACT, SAT. If you are a junior, I'm sure the SAT should be coming up, and you should be hearing about that within your schools. Again, work with your counselor and your CCP advisor, and you can talk to them tonight. And when you talk to your CCP and your school counselor, you want to set up a workable schedule that meets your graduation requirements for you. Understand special considerations for student athletes and students on IEPs and 504s. Because one thing I want to make clear tonight is that College Credit Plus is equitable and it is accessible for all students. So again, I said I'm Kelly Raspberry. I am the program coordinator for special programming, and this is what we're going to talk about. We have two programs in our district. Junior Jump Start. Where are the 10th graders? Raise your hand. 10th graders? All right. So this program was established about 4 years ago, and it was just kind of a get your feet wet to take college courses. We don't want to submerge you fully in college courses. So this is a part-time program at Columbus State. It's a dual enrollment program. You can potentially earn up to 10 semester hours. And this is what it looks like. The credits or the courses are already established. Your first semester, you would take English 1100 and a COLS class, which is just a college strategy class. Remember, this is semesters. So that English 1100 class is going to be over in 15 to 16 weeks. And you've earned your 11th grade English credit. Then in the spring, we're going to bump it up a little bit. See, we just want to ease you in. And now you're going to take English 2367, which will fulfill your 12th grade English. And then political science 1100, which will fulfill your American government at your high school. And these are all graduation requirements that you will have done. So potentially, you could go into your 12th grade year with your 11th and 12th grade English completed and your American government. Again, it is at Columbus State. It is during the day. You spend the morning at Columbus State, and you typically go back to your high school, and you start the rest of your day 5th through 8th period. Then we have the senior to sophomore program. Now this program is a highly competitive program. We're the 11th graders. All right, so dual enrollment also. You are fully submerged on a college campus. You can apply to Columbus State, the Ohio State, Otterbein, or Capital University. So what are the benefits? Junior Jump Start, you're getting exposed to college coursework. But the major benefit from my standpoint is the amount of support that you are going to get. As a parent, we're going to support your child through this journey. We're going to help them schedule their classes. We're going to provide transportation, books, tuition. We have check-ins. Some students need daily, some students need weekly, but we're going to do it. We're going to check their grades. We're going to be able to talk to those advisors where you won't be able to, and then relay the information to you. They will be in a class with other students throughout the district on a similar journey. Again, and collaborate with those students. Courses are weighted on a 5-point scale. And then senior to sophomore, this is similar. You can earn a minimum of 22 semester hours. There are some students that have done 30 semester hours, but that is a really heavy load. This particular program, the support is more intense because now the #1 priority is that you graduate from high school, right? So now we're doing those daily check-ins. We're doing those weekly check-ins. We're on campus meeting with you, making sure that you know what to do, how to do it. Again, courses are weighted on a 5-point scale. The quarterly meetings are very important. We have our own INOICAM person. We have our own scholarship person. Again, the support is just really, really intense for these two programs. The thing that I like about this, it says seniors to sophomores. When you leave and you graduate, whether you go into the workforce, the military, or on somebody's college campus, you know what to do. Students, you know how to advocate for yourself. You know how to talk to your professors. You know how to schedule your classes. You know if you want an 8 o'clock class or a 12 o'clock class. But more importantly, you know where the resources are. So wherever you go, you're prepared. You may not be go to a college campus as a true sophomore based on credits, but I believe the other skills, life skills that you will get will far outweigh that. On January 31st, and if you signed up, we're having a special program Zoom. Please join. I'm going to have students from both programs that are in the program, that are out of program. They're going to pretty much just give you their journey, talk about their story. But two really, really great programs. If you feel that your student just needs that extra support, don't forget this letter of intent. Very, very important. And now we're going to hear from our first partner, Columbus State.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole Martin. I am the CCP advisor at Columbus State Community College. I work with all Columbus City High School students. So any students that are taking CCP through Columbus State, I'm the contact person, and I work with all high schools and counselors. I'm going to quickly go through the Columbus State enrollment process. The first step is to apply. When you apply on our website, I have a QR code on the sheet out there at the table, so after the event, you can get one. When you click on the website, it will have two applications. It will say Standard and College Credit Plus. Please be sure to click on College Credit Plus, because some students click on Standard. Be sure to apply with your legal name. On our application, we do have an option to put your preferred name, but for your application, be sure to put your legal name. We do have different ways you can take CCP classes. One is on campus, the other is online, and one is embedded. Embedded is the courses that are offered at your high school. So every high school does not offer embedded courses. Some high schools do. So for instance, Northland, Whetstone, West, just to name a few, they have CCP courses offered in their high schools. So if you're interested in taking some at your high school, be sure to touch base with your high school counselor, because they need to put it on your high school schedule. The next one is submit required forms, which Dr. Womack already mentioned, the student questionnaire and parent permission slip form. So we are an open admission college, so once you apply, everybody's accepted. The only thing that prevents you from taking classes will be your placement scores and your student mature content forms. If we don't have mature content forms on file, but we have scores, you will not be able to take classes. I just mentioned that, determine eligibility. We have AccuPlacer, which would do the writing and reading if you do not have the high school cumulative GPA, unweighted GPA of a 3.0 or higher. Or ACT, SAT, and then the AccuPlacer, writing and reading. The next will be register for courses, and that's just a registration form if you're taking it online or on campus. If you're taking it embedded, be sure to touch base with your high school counselor, and they'll put it on your high school schedule to take it at your high school, if your high school offers embedded courses. If you have any questions, I'll be out there on the table, and I'll turn it over to Kenyon College.
Good evening. Maybe I need to explain where Kenyon is. It may not be well known, but it's a small private college in Gambier, Ohio, which is outside of Mount Vernon, which is less than an hour from here. So we feel that the dual enrollment process is very important to the extent that we offered our first dual enrollment classes in the fall of 1978. So we've been doing this for a long time. At one time, we were in 4 or 5 different buildings in Columbus City Schools. We are down to just one building now, and that is Beechcroft. But our courses have nothing to do with what's going on the campus. We have identified qualified teachers in your buildings and could identify more. And we help them craft the duplicate of our first year classes in their classroom. So if there are Beechcroft folks here, we have a 1-year chemistry with lab in Beechcroft. We have a year of English literature and composition, and we have half a year of political science. So I will as well be outside at the table, and I'm happy to discuss further with you.
Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Brown from The Ohio State University, and you've already heard a lot of great things about CCP, so just know this is a great program for the right student. It's really good now to have this information so you can start to think through, is this the right program for us? Is this the right time? And which school is the right school? We're all great options for students, and it might be that you go through more than one of us and take classes because there's different times when things work out better for you. So for Ohio State, we're almost the opposite of Kenyon, which Kenyon, you're basically going to be doing it at your high school. For Ohio State, we are not offering anything in the high school, so you will either be coming to campus or taking classes online. We do offer CCP on all of our campuses, but most students are interested in the Columbus campus. So, Columbus campus, admissions is highly selective. So basically, College Credit Plus law says that people need to follow the same process for admission as they would if you're applying after high school. So just like Columbus State is open enrollment for you after high school and for you as a CCP student, admission to Columbus campus of Ohio State is highly selective, whether you're applying as a freshman or you're applying after high school for College Credit Plus. So what does that mean? We're going to put a ton of emphasis on completion of high school coursework. Our typical student has already completed 3 units of high school: English, math, science, social science, and foreign language. So if you're sitting here with your 6th or 7th grader, you might be thinking, then why am I here? Well, we think you're here to learn so that you can plan and figure out how this might work for you in the future. But we do think that there is a lot of value in middle school courses and in high school courses. And our faculty expect that you have already taken those basic courses to prepare for the college level courses. And I always like to tell a story about an unfortunate situation with a young lady who got signed up for a college botany class with us. And we all thought, botany, that's growing plants. That shouldn't be that hard, right? Well, the basis of the course is understanding the chemical process of photosynthesis. And she had never taken a high school chemistry class. And it wasn't written in that it was a prerequisite, but the faculty member assumed that you had had that exposure. So we think that it's really helpful as you're planning to take rigorous middle school and high school courses that will help you prepare to be in strong college classes at whatever point that works out for you. So, admission to the Columbus campus of Ohio State, we want to see that you've already completed a number of those high school units. Now, we have students who will start off by taking some of those classes through Columbus State and get that basic preparation and then be able to come and finish things up. So again, you might find yourself going through a couple of different colleges while you're in the CCP program. We also are going to look at students' academic performance based on class rank usually, and most of our students are probably ranking in the top 10% or so of their high school class. So I will be more than happy to answer general questions about CCP at OSU. I will also be out in the lobby afterwards and look forward to giving you more information about how you might be able to participate in CCP at OSU. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my colleague at Otterbein.
Guys, I'm the last one. We're getting there. My name is Lori Wilhelm. I'm an admission counselor at Otterbein. And I fall kind of somewhere in the middle between a lot of the folks that you've already heard from tonight. We do have an admission process at Otterbein, so it's not open admission. Our application is all on the Otterbein website. So you would just simply go and create your account. You complete your application online, and then you would need to upload a few documents along with your application. You would need your transcript from your high school. Again, we're looking that you've had some success in a high school course. So that could be that you've taken a high school level course while you were still in middle school, or it could be that you're going to take some high school courses as a freshman and apply for CCP later. But we are going to look for that success in a high school level course with your application. And then as mentioned before, you're going to submit that mature content form. Just, a discussion to have with your family. It's not just the content of the class, but the experience that you're having in a college level class. You're going to be in a classroom with, people who are 20 years old or older. So you're going to have that exposure to people who've got different experiences than you, people who've been in different places in the world than you. So we want you to think about if you're ready for that mature kind of content that you'll have. Because all of the Otterbein courses that you would be taking are all on our campus. We don't offer courses online, and we do not offer courses in your schools, rarely, so there might be a few exceptions. So we're looking for students who want to come to Otterbein, which is just up the road, and take classes and kind of get your feet wet as a college student on campus for the first time. And then the last piece of your application would be a high school information form that you would have completed by your counselor or your principal. You would just upload all of those things, we go ahead and review your application, and then you would get an admission decision shortly after the closing of our deadline, which is June 1st. So all those things are on our website. Once you would be admitted, you get information to follow up on that would include orientation, because we want to make sure that you're really well prepared for when you start classes with us. We want to provide that one-on-one contact so that you meet with the counselor and academic advisor and feel really comfortable with getting started on your college career over at Otterbein. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my comments, and we'll be out there if you have questions. We've got materials out there and giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff. So come see us.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate the college reps. They are a wealth of information, and so again, we encourage you to, once we're all done, we gave them a couple minutes up here, but we want to make sure that you have time to talk to them out at their individual tables if there are some more questions that you might have. We want to, again, encourage you to fill out the index card. If you have questions, now that you've heard our entire presentation, we want to encourage you to fill those index cards out. And if you have it completed, wave it in the air and someone will come around and collect them. If you don't have one, wave your hand in the air and someone will bring you that so that we can answer any questions that you might have. Again, we do have the QR code on the screen for the letter of intent. Those are required. So we're here all today listening to this wonderful presentation, and you might leave here and think, oh, maybe I do want to do this, or maybe not. Our recommendation is that you just go ahead and fill out the letter of intent. It doesn't commit you to anything, but it does allow you to have the ability to take advantage of the opportunity next school year if you so choose later on down the line. Again, it doesn't commit you to anything. Okay, good. We have a few people waving their cards in the air, excited about that. We do have a Spanish interpreter in the back of the house. We appreciate you guys for coming. We appreciate you for being here. We're also going to give you some flyers at the end that will still have the information that we've shared for our website. All of our slides are going to be available for you on our website. And the flyer will also give you access to the QR code as well. It might be easy to gather that. And of course, the moment you've all been waiting for is survey time. I know you have the winning ticket. I know because I told you when you came in the door that your ticket was the winner. All right, so also this is the time in the presentation that you want to, take some time to complete your surveys. And if you are done with that, somebody will also come around and collect it. But it looks like we have some questions. All right, question number 1. How many times is it appropriate to take the ACT or SAT? Very good question. So there is no correct answer for that. My recommendation, and I've done this with my own children, give yourself a baseline assessment. I don't recommend giving that baseline junior year when everybody takes it within the district. My recommendation is at least once or twice prior to your junior year. Now, when that occurs, it's really up to you, but the results that you receive from that baseline score will really give you an indication of where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. There are a lot of ACT prep opportunities through the website, and that allows your student to practice. There is a fee associated with ACT testing or SAT testing. You will have the opportunity to obtain a waiver, which will waive that fee. I think it's your junior year. And then you can take it through that waiver, but prior to that, there is a cost associated. Again, me personally, I had my children do it every year starting 9th grade, and it helped us to get baseline of where we were doing better or where we were doing worse. That's again a personal call. Good question though, very good question. Can they transfer to different state and the credits follow? Very good question. Normally they can. I tell you this, general classes, English is English, whether you're in Ohio or you're in Georgia, right? Again, our recommendation is reach out to the college that you are considering and ask them. They will tell you. If you want to go to Savannah State in Georgia, contact their admissions office and say, I will be transferring credits from Columbus State Community College. Will you accept them? And they will let you know, right? So the best advice is reach out to that college that you're considering, but 9 times out of 10, if it is a general course and the student has passed that course successfully, they will accept those credits. It's when you get into those sciences with the labs or the more specific technical courses that they may not, but your English, math, science, social studies, no problem. Do they have the same?
Can you take a course and test out of it and credit for the course in CCP?
Do they have the same? Through CCP? Take through the college, you would have to take the course. Now they do have CLEP exams through the college, but you would have to make arrangements through that college to do a test out option for a college level course, if that makes sense. The class, what's the third one? Oh, okay, thank you. It's not you. I don't have on my readers, so I can't see.
All right, if my student does not qualify for CCP this year, when is the next open enrollment date? So truly every semester. So if you do the letter of intent by April 1st and the student applies for summer and doesn't get into college for summer, they can try again in the fall. It could just be that they aren't meeting eligibility requirements based on the course they haven't taken yet. So once they complete that, they can enroll at any point during the academic year. This is a yearly process though, so we will do these again next winter, and there will be another April 1st deadline for the following school year. So it is an annual renewal. If a student is a TPS holder or non-citizen, are you eligible? They have to be an eligible citizen or a citizen or eligible non-citizen, is that correct?
And again, you can talk to the college more specifically about what their options are for students who are in that category.
And there's a question about free college, private, state, and or reduced tuition rate for only colleges in Ohio. CCP is a program for the state. So technically, students could enroll in any participating Ohio public or participating non-private. So what that means is if there's a college in Toledo that has an online CCP class, you're free to apply to Toledo CCP program and take that class. Most likely it will be online unless you're going to drive back and forth 3 days a week or whatnot. But those aren't specifically our partners here, but that doesn't mean you can't participate. Is there a deadline from the state, or can you apply or 7th to 12th participating? I'm not really sure what this question is, but we invited 6th through 11th. Was that your question?
Yeah. So my question, I was taking those on. So my child is in 7th grade. So I know that I said the deadline for April 1st to start. Is there a deadline at any point for any kids to start signing up?
So there's 2 deadlines. One is April 1st for the letter of intent. That's to get through the whole. So if you decide in November that you want her to take a class in January of next year, we're past April 1. So that's why we're encouraging everyone, just get it done now, and you can figure it out later. The second deadline has to pertain to the individual college or university that she wants to go to. So if she wants to go to Columbus State, pretty much it's open enrollment until the start of the semester, but Ohio State and Otterbein have deadlines months in advance. Make sense?
But if after that April 1st deadline for the letter of intent, if you talk to the counselor, you guys forgot or missed that date, we will provide waivers. We don't publicize that, but we have to tell you that is an option, but you would have to work with your counselor on that waiver process. Does that make sense? So technically, we take everybody, whenever.
I think this is a good last question too. What are the strengths and weaknesses for a 9th grade student? You know, again, it's an individualized process. We're here to help you understand all the options that the students have, but it's not that last section. But really, it's the family's decision. And one thing I can say is that a 9th grader may not be ready for a full-fledged CCP program of sorts, where they're taking more than one class. Where we see 9th graders taking CCP classes is where they excel in a specific subject area. So you may have a student that is an amazing math student and they're in 8th grade already taking high school math. You know, that's when I think that it's appropriate for a 9th grader to maybe explore a fast track or an accelerated track for a specific subject.
And again, we encourage you over and over and over again, work with your school counselors. The school counselor and the student have a relationship ongoing as it relates to the readiness. And if they don't yet, then now is the time, right? And that counselor can really guide the conversation and also encourage some strategies to ensure that the student is moving in the right direction. Our goal is to make sure that the student is fully supported and wrapped around in that support while they're here participating in College Credit Plus. And our counselors do an amazing job at that part of it. And it doesn't just start, today. These relationships are ongoing and really more so as you work through CCP. The good thing too is we work really close with our college advisors. So really they're getting two pieces of advice from two perspectives with respect to how to succeed in College Credit Plus, regardless of the grade level that they're in. Does that make sense? Okay. Do we have any more questions? Because it's almost prize time. I told you you had the winning ticket. I told you. You're the winner. Anybody know what time it is? You see? I told y'all. 1 hour. I told you. All right. It's almost prize time. Everybody done turning in their survey? You can fold it in half and someone will come around and collect it. Wave your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. So we want to make sure we do this the right way. What I do is I just dump them out on the stage. So nobody can say, we were in some kind of order. Uh-oh, I messed up. See, the basket is empty. The basket is empty. Oh, you want to know what you're getting? It's a good prize. Dun, 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 dun. Do you want to pull this up? Do you want to pull for us? All right, we've got someone who's got the magic hands for the magic ticket. All right, shuffle it around, shuffle it around. Make sure it's close to you. Okay, pick whatever one you want. A thinker. Good. I think he's ready for CCP. You did it. All right. Let's see. 1, 4, 1. Wave your ticket. 1, 4, 1. Oh, we got a winner. The winner is here. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for participating. That does conclude this portion of the College Credit Plus Information Night. We encourage you as you leave. We have flyers out that really does cover a lot of the other information, our letter of intent. Stop at the tables and meet with our counselors. Have a great evening.